Hey, this is Joe Castiglione, and you're listening to Not Another Sox Podcast. Can you believe it?
Yankees suck! Yankees suck!
Buenos noches, amigos. Welcome to another episode of Not Another Sox Podcast. I'm your producer and co-host, Ian Doran, here with our host, Jack Webster, coming at you live from Providence, Rhode Island. Fellas, say something nice about my haircut.
Very handsome. I'm just glad you didn't go with the mustache. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Well, I had to shave it off for the costume contest that I won at the Broadway Musical Theater Rave.
Wow, biggest news of the offseason so far.
Yeah, it was pretty big. I won some stuff. I won a T-shirt and a hat, and both of them said Wicked. So
Wow, that's wicked awesome.
free plug for the Wicked movie, I guess. But you know what?
Yeah,
Haircut
apparently
worked.
needs it.
Yeah, yeah, I guess
Haven't
so.
heard good things.
Yeah, you hear the next Wicked movie's coming out?
I
Have you
don't
heard this? Have you seen this?
care.
I'm gonna grow the mustache back out though.
Well,
What do you mean?
least-
Well, it's good. It's good. What do you mean?
Sure.
Well.
Yeah.
You know what? Why don't you shave only your
it's
mustache?
not. It's no Sammy James. I'll say that.
What do you mean it's no? Sammy James, come on the pod and fight me right now.
Yeah.
In real life on the pod.
Okay, I don't think you want to do that. He knows fighting like he does.
I think
so-
I've challenged Sammy to a boxing match
I think
before.
we had the charitable or the John Henry Fund boxing match scheduled
Oh,
at
yeah.
Bullpen Bar, but it never came to fruition. So we need to make sure that we do that so John Henry can afford to re-sign Alex Bregman.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if we can get WEEI to sponsor the charity fight between two podcast hosts.
Yeah, one of which they have no affiliation with at all.
Yeah, one of which heavily outweight classes the other. But you know what?
Yeah, us.
Sammy will get over it. Yes.
Yeah.
How you feeling right now, buddy?
Waiting for stuff to happen. I know this is kind of the time of year where the dominoes. And we're back. Wow. I think that was only, 2 minutes, 3 minutes that we were off air. So, you know what? Not too bad. We actually got it fixed this time in record time. What were we talking about?
Ain't that just the strangest thing?
Oh, man. Yeah, coming this week.
This week,
Yeah.
bit odd, Nick.
Oh, yeah.
Bit odd. You just finished rewatching the seasons.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You ready?
Because it's been 4 years, so I needed to actually remember what happens to these adults.
Yeah, these adults who the main character is 14 years old but has a baby.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. I'll watch it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the only thing Netflix has going for it.
Hi, Netflix.
Hi, Netflix.
Sponsor us.
Yeah.
We were talking about, this time of year, it's a bit quiet. Not much has happened yet. We're waiting for the big dominoes to come off the board. And the Red Sox kind of haven't really done anything.
Well, we did get like the Rule 5 stuff, the non-tender stuff.
Yeah.
But those are all, common moves. These are the pervert moves.
Yeah.
And our listeners are perverts. And
What?
Yeah, and we're perverts too. We're gooning with them for this type of stuff.
All right.
So,
all right. Hold
yeah.
on. Okay, continue.
Yeah, no, I'm not wrong, and this is the type of stuff, the edges of the roster, and just the margins, and replacing the minor league depth. Like, this is the stuff that us fucking sickos live for.
The edgings of the roster.
Yeah,
More like it.
We're edging the roster right now.
So Gaga has her little monsters, and NASP has its little perverts.
Yeah, no, they're big perverts.
Big,
huge perverts.
Perverts. Yucky. Well, I'm kind of
If you're watching this, you are a pervert.
Well, to all at this moment in time, looks like we got about 40 people tuning in.
Not
live.
bad. Yeah, they got to watch us do nothing for 2 minutes. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a lot. If you're still here after that, you're a real one.
Yeah.
Tag us on Twitter or don't. You know what?
Do it. Yeah.
Do that.
Do it.
So last week we went over some of the most underrated players on the National League side of baseball. Kind of talk about what the landscape in baseball looked like this year and what it's going to look like moving forward with some of the underrated players. This week we wanted to do the AL side of things.
Whoa!
How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I know the AL a little more.
Didn't ask.
Okay. Yeah, you did.
Didn't ask.
You
Don't care.
literally
Nope.
did.
Didn't ask.
Yeah, okay.
You do? Name 2 AL teams.
The Uramori Giants and the Samsung Lions.
Crazy that Alex Verdugo about to play for both of those teams.
Yeah, I know. He will be a great Reducan monkey.
I can't wait. Those stats are probably going to look as good as Trevor Bauer's.
Yeah, it was awful, which
May
is very
he
funny.
rip in
Yeah.
peace. Absolute peace. Well, before we get into the AL, you of course wore a very AL appropriate fit tonight.
Yep. This is one I'm surprised I haven't worn before. We got a little Oakland A's. Oakland, not Sacramento or Las Vegas. I will be dead naming them.
Uh-huh.
Yep. But it is actually signed, and I'm gonna get it
Oh
close here,
shit!
by a hero of mine. Jose Canseco, the 1986 AL MVP who went
Kiss the
40-40.
camera while you're up there. Kiss everyone. Mwah.
Mwah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that's for you.
Yeah,
perverts.
you little perverts.
Yeah. But this one I've just had in the closet for a long time. I said if he followed me, I would get an autographed jersey of his, and this is said jersey.
And an Oakland A's jersey,
Yeah, and
nonetheless.
I really like the gold and just like the shade of green too. So I hope they just keep that, even no matter where they might end up.
Yeah, they got the shit.
Still
end
not convinced.
of a
It's
shit
still
stick.
not 100% convinced it's gonna be Vegas.
Yeah, no, I hope it's not Vegas.
Until they're actually there, we'll see.
Yeah, they got such a shit stick and a shit baseball team, but about their jerseys, it's a classic baseball look.
Yeah,
the Oakland A's jersey.
Yeah, no, you gotta respect it. Like all the way back to when they were the Philadelphia Athletics.
Were they in Philly before
Yeah,
they were
in
in
Kansas
Oakland?
City. So they've moved like 4 times now.
Wow. And now they're going to Vegas. They're
Now
going to
they're
get
going
so
to Vegas.
drunk.
Yeah.
I would get drunk if I was in Vegas.
Yeah, just
and then
like-
I'd go to a Sacramento River Cats game.
Oh man, yeah.
Is that the farm team for them?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That sucks.
Or no, I think it's not even their farm team because the stupid thing about it is the A's AAA team is in Las Vegas. They could have just played there while they're making the new stadium, but they chose Sacramento instead. So I don't get it.
Yeah, that's such a disorganized fucking organization. I can't believe what they've done with it. Except Moneyball came out of it.
They
so-
did Moneyball.
Yeah, and now the Colorado Rockies.
Paul Tedesco.
Yeah, Colorado Rockies are about to Moneyball over there.
Something. Yeah,
Something
they're
real
gonna do
big
something.
Moneyball. Well, I'm really psyched to talk about our underrated players of the 2025 season for the American League. I also want to note that we both did players from the Red Sox and both did players from the Yankees, and I'm gonna laugh if we have crossover with those because I imagine we will.
Okay.
But you would have the first team on the list for the AL.
Oh yes, the Baltimore Orioles.
Yes. Good luck with that one.
Yeah. So I was digging through their roster, and I had to get creative with this one because they did not actually play at all last year. But my underrated Orioles, Grayson Rodriguez.
When you told me before the show you had a way to bring up the trade.
What trade?
And to trust you, bro. I trusted you. So tell me about Grayson Rodriguez.
Yeah, no, this kid's a stud. I mean, some health issues, what pitcher doesn't, but he throws gas, he strikes out a ton of dudes. And for a team that needs a lot of starting pitchers, I think he's really going to do well for Baltimore next year.
Oh, now I see where you're going with the joke.
Yeah.
He's not playing for Baltimore next year.
Why would he not be playing for Baltimore?
Have you not heard?
Okay, what was your team? What was your team?
My team?
Yeah. Let's move on to the next one here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll come back to the bit a bit later.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I told you mine, so now we're going to yours.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
We got to keep this rolling.
Yeah, you're right. My first team was also a bit shitty. It's the Chicago White Sox was the first team.
Oh, that's a shitty one. Yeah.
That's real bad. I had to dig through this roster for anyone good. Unfortunately, Chase Mydroth fell off. Luis Robert Jr. was real bad this year. Their shortstop, Montgomery, he was okay, but who you would expect. So my underrated player for the Chicago White Sox is Kyle Teal.
Yeah, I mean, is it underrated if he was a top 100 prospect?
See, that was the game I played with myself
Yeah.
a little bit, but it's when you look
Was
at that
he was
team-
the centerpiece of the
the crochet trade.
I'm not sure that's an underrated player. I think he's pretty properly rated.
So you have to look. In my eyes, I looked at this
Yeah.
team and I was like, what players that are not their star players are like chugging this train along?
Wilkerman Gonzalez.
Yeah,
The other guy in that trade.
not good though. He
Yeah.
wasn't good.
Actually,
So
he was decent, yeah.
he was all right. But as far as like players that kept the train moving, that might not be their everyday guys, I went with Kyle Teal because he played 78 games for the White Sox, so he didn't come up until second half of the season. In that time, he posted almost 2 on his F4, posted a positive offensive and defensive win above replacement, 8 home runs, and a 125 WRC plus. He was a big player. He was the centerpiece of that trade, but he also came up and contributed right away in 78 games. So we all know that he's good, but I chose him as the underrated player because you open the hood and he is good.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, he is good. I'm just not sure it's in the spirit of the.
You know
the
what?
thing
My
that we're
underrated
doing.
Cleveland Guardian is Jose Ramirez. No one's ever heard of him.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was
probably
gonna,
crazy.
Yep. But I do have the Guardians, and you texted me. You dead named this team. When you
I
texted
feel
me.
bad.
Yeah.
I copy pasted off of like fansports.com so I would have them all in alphabetical order and I didn't miss any teams. So they dead named them and I just didn't proofread the text.
That's still on you then.
Oh, sorry. What is their dead name?
Not gonna say it.
You're not going to say what?
The Oakland Athletics.
Probably. I
Yeah.
mean, based on where they've been.
Yeah.
So the Cleveland now Guardians.
Yeah.
Who's your player?
I'm gonna go maybe one of the best relief pitchers in baseball of the last few years, Emmanuel Clase.
Wow. Wow. I can't wait to see the rest of your underrated
Yeah.
players. Why did you pick Emmanuel Clase?
I mean, he wasn't as good this last year. Sometimes
Why do you think that was?
Sometimes he falls behind in the count, and
Uh-huh.
he's still able to strike guys out. So I think he's gonna have a really strong season next year, and I'm glad the Guardians didn't trade him at the deadline.
Underrated player. Intentional loser. Underrated player is the underrated player you picked.
I mean, yeah, he blew it in like the 24 postseason, but he was electric in this year's playoffs.
He's an intentional loser. He lost on purpose to Andy Pages.
That doesn't sound right.
I don't know how to tell you this. We're going to move on to the
Okay.
Detroit Tigers.
Okay, cool.
Another player that's kind of like, he's a household name, sure, but kept the train moving. And for a Tigers team that's like really working their butts off, I went with a Tarek Skubal.
No, man, yeah.
No, I did not go Tarek Skubal. I went qualifying offer candidate acceptor Gleyber Torres.
Okay.
Yeah, posted a 2.6 WAR. That's because his defense was a little below average. It wasn't terrible, but a little below average. Posted 16 home runs, a 256 batting average, and a 358 on base, and had almost a 1 on his walk to strikeout ratio. So I went with Gleyber Torres, having a good eye, 74 RBIs, good WAR, good win runs created plus. He was my pick for the Tigers.
Okay, I can respect that.
Yeah. My honorable mention for that is Jason Foley, who was DFA'd by the Tigers, but has been really good for them the past few years. So
Yeah, I don't know too much about him, so yeah, I believe
he's a
it.
good pitcher.
Okay, cool. Well,
The end.
Yep.
Yep. Did you pick another intentional loser or trade candidate or dead person?
No, I got the Houston Astros, a notoriously clean organization. This one I picked an actual one. Brian Abreu. He's been one of the more underrated pitchers, setup man in the league the last few years. I mean, he's not a closer, but I think he had like a 2.66 ERA this year, and he's just year in and year out consistently good.
That was a real player.
That one was actually really
Yeah,
good.
you didn't give me anything like Houston Astros mascot, most
Yeah, Kyle
underrated
Tucker.
slugger. Why? What happened to
Yeah.
Kyle Tucker? You know how we were talking about pitchers and like the ones that
Actually, my
are
underrated
good?
player is Nolan Arenado because he accepted the trade there and ended up having a renaissance season last year
At the Houston Astros.
with the Houston Astros. Yeah.
I don't know how to tell you that he was not the player to accept the trade and have the renaissance season with the Houston Astros.
Why would he want to stay in St. Louis though?
That's the question not only we're all asking, but the player they did trade did not have a renaissance season. In fact, he was very, very mid. Oh, is that our boy Dunk Intern in the
I
chat?
think it might be.
Dunk Intern. Bring him on. What's up, Adam? What's he saying?
He said hi, Ian.
Oh, hi,
Yeah.
Adam. I love that guy. He's a Reese Hoskins enjoyer. You know what?
For some reason.
I also like Reese Hoskins. He's probably 4 or 5 on my list of backup first basemen I would want to go after.
I hate him.
You hate Reese Hoskins?
I hate Reese Hoskins.
And I hate. Why do you hate?
You mean
Reese
the guy that lost his job to Andrew Vaughn?
Yeah,
What an idiot.
yeah.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that. Talk about Renaissance seasons, right? Renaissance of Andrew Vaughn.
Yeah, but this is the AL.
the
not
AL.
the NL.
Yeah,
He would have been
ew.
a perfect one for the White Sox.
He was really bad for the White
Yeah,
Sox for their
oh,
first half
man.
of the
That's why he was
season.
underrated.
What do you mean he was no, he was just bad.
Yeah.
That's not underrated. It's just bad. That was coupon at the highest.
Yeah.
What, Adam? What are you saying to us?
Corruption at the highest something.
At the
I can't
highest
really
order.
read.
At
Yeah.
the highest order.
Oh, yeah.
I got to get better eyes. Adam's right. That was corruption at the highest order. I would also play terribly to get off the White Sox and end up on a better team.
Yeah, ended up working out well.
Romy Gonzalez,
Yeah.
Andrew Vaughn. Watch Cam Boozer have a renaissance year
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah. No, Chris Murphy is going to do great over there.
That was heartbreaking. I can't
Yeah.
wait to talk more about that one too.
Yeah.
But my next AL team, speaking of durable pitchers, is the Royals. I went with Michael Wacha. And another good player. Somehow everyone always forgets about Michael Wacha. Like I guess he's just forgettable in that way. He pitched 173 innings for the Royals. Very consistently pitches a lot of innings for the teams he plays with, which sometimes you get durability and you don't get like decent strikeout numbers and you don't get good performance. Not only does Michael Wacha not have decent strikeout numbers, he has excellent performance numbers. So his strikeout numbers, he strikes out guys at a 17.6% rate.
Not a lot, but
That's horrible.
Yeah.
But at a 366 fielding independent pitching, or the FIP, pitched 31 games. He only allowed a 7.4% barrel percentage, which is, for a pitcher like Michael Wacha, who does not strike guys out, who's getting a lot of bat-to-ball contact, is really good. Posted a positive win WPA win probability added. Is that it?
Yeah.
A positive win probability added of 13. His stuff plus changeup is at a 132. It's one of the best in the league, and posted a total of 3.6 wins above replacement. So I feel like I always forget Michael Wacha, but really just excellent numbers across the board.
Yeah, no, he's a solid pitcher. He'll get you to point A to point B, you know?
I would have loved to have him for another 1 or 2 years in Boston.
Yeah, the pretty forgettable just year.
Yeah.
Like, he did good for us from what I remember, but like just completely forgettable. Like,
Yeah.
I'll look back and be like, oh yeah, Michael Wacha was on the 22 or 23 Red Sox. I don't even remember because those were the same years.
I think it was 23 because
Yeah.
we had him and Bloom, and then Bloom was fired. And anyway, we know how that went down. But we don't need Wacha now. We don't
need
now.
Wacha. Yeah,
Very sad.
we have like 7 Michael Wachas.
Name them.
No, I'm too lazy.
Okay, who's your next team?
I got the Los Angeles Angels, and I'm gonna pick a guy that hit 36 home runs for them.
If
last
you say
year.
Grayson Rodriguez, I'm gonna kick your ass.
I'm not gonna say Grayson Rodriguez because he's on the Orioles. I'm gonna say Taylor Ward.
Okay.
Yeah, nice corner outfielder, 2.5 wins last year. Hits a bunch of ding dongs. Plays a little first base too. So I think he's gonna be pretty good for the Angels next season.
How many home runs did he hit?
6-7.
6-7. Did he? That's an insane
he
season.
hit 36.
36. That's a good amount of
Yeah,
pop.
that's a good amount of home runs. The Angels could use that power.
They're really gonna need it in the
They're
seasons
gonna
to
need it.
come.
Yep.
Nothing else I would replace that with.
Nope.
Not at all. I asked you this one on the couch earlier. My next one is the Twins for the state of Minnesota, former team of the great Poppy.
They traded everybody.
They did. They had a flash sale at the deadline, and even so, they brought up rookie Luke Kishal or Kishal.
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow. He played a total of 49 games for them. Not a lot. With a 1.6 FWAR, WRC.
Why do you say it like that? Like
FWAR?
War. You
Because-
say it like war, like the band.
Because war and WAR are different in that WAR is an acronym, so you pronounce it as if each letter is the long version.
but that's
WAR.
not how the people that made it pronounce it.
I will have a talk with them
Yeah.
myself.
Okay.
I will give them a call.
It's like the GIF versus GIF people.
Which one am I? Because I'm saying it correctly.
You're saying it like GIF when it's actually GIF.
Okay, Graphic Images Foundation.
Okay. See, you're just
It's not
wrong, though.
graphic.
Yeah.
And the same way it's not war because it's not the verbal action
you
of
give
war.
GIFs at Christmas.
It's not a... I fucking hate you guys. So WAR, because it's the long A in standing for above in an acronym for wins above replacement. Sorry to upset you.
Okay, you're just making stuff up.
You know what?
but
Everyone
yeah.
listening, go on Twitter and complain. Comment.
Yeah.
Say my name. Or don't say my name. But it should be WAR, and you should all be ashamed of yourselves. Adam commented Tarek Skubal, by the way.
Okay,
And
don't
our
know what
listeners
that-
went up by 20 people.
Cool. Well, go Tarek Skubal. That would be cool if we got him.
I love Tarek Skubal. I don't think we do. I don't think we should.
No, I think we should because he's good.
I would love to have him. I'm not giving up the farm for Tarek Skubal.
No, but I mean, it looks something like the Corbin Burns or Juan Soto trade, which I would do because we might not even have baseball in 2027.
You would trade him for both Corbin Burns and Juan Soto?
Yep, you got
for
it.
1 year of Tarek Skubal?
Yeah,
That's
that's exactly what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, so Luke Kishal, he was a rookie for the Twins, WRC plus of 134, 14% strikeout rate, nearly 10% walk rate, and he would crush the changeup. Yes, that is what I meant to say. So 88% contact at strikes in the zone and a positive changeup hit of 4.2 WAR for the change. I don't know. He crushes
Yeah.
changeups.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. The end.
The end. Who do I have next? The Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, who had the highest WAR?
Probably
Wario.
Julio did, if I had to guess. But
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could
no,
look
Cal definitely did. Well, I'm stupid. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
with his home runs.
Yeah. I went Luis Castillo on this one. He's a very
Okay.
he's a very consistent like 2 to 4 win player every year. That ballpark does help him out a bit. It's actually funny he would give up less home runs at Fenway. I did look that up. Not that I would have loved Luis Castillo last year for last year's team. Especially if that meant like we traded like David Hamilton over because they apparently loved him. So that would have been a double win, and we didn't do that, and it's fine because now we're gonna get somebody else, hopefully better. So,
I also love David Hamilton.
yeah, I like David Hamilton, but if you traded him for an actual pitcher last year, I think that's probably more productive.
How many more years does Castillo have
I don't know.
on his contract?
6-7.
6-7. Wasn't there a thing we were trying to trade for him and we wanted to give up Casas and all of Massa's contract to get Castillo
Yeah,
back?
we would have like dumped Massa's contract, and you know what? That would have ended up working out even better.
Yeah, I don't know how much Castillo's getting paid, but he would have been a great arm for the Sox last year.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah.
I'm not losing sleep over that one either. You know.
Me neither. He's how old now? Like
He's like 32 or 33.
Yeah, and he's still pitching well. We knew he'd have a great season last year, but you know he's getting to the point where the stats are going to start going the wrong way at some point, and it's a gamble to take. It really is. My next team is the Athletics. Another guy that played 47 games. Denzel Clark.
Okay, like real good defender.
Incredible defender. Posted a positive 10.1 defensive WAR, win above replacement.
Now you're just doing it to be annoying.
Doing what?
Everything.
Cool Whip?
Yeah.
Cool Whip?
Yeah.
Would you like some Cool Whip with your wheat thins?
Oh, yep. That's exactly what it is. You're Stewie here.
Cool Whip.
Yeah.
Posted a 7 DRS, 13 outs above average in his 47 games in center field, and a 12.7 runs above replacement for the Oakland Athletics. So that's why I went with Denzel Clark. I don't think you can ever get enough good defense.
Yeah, especially in center field. But what they should do is they should move Denzel Clark to second base.
That always works.
That always works. Take your good defensive center fielder and play him at second base. I'm always saying this.
Why don't we take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else? We could also put him in shortstop.
Yeah, we could put him at catcher.
What, has that ever happened?
Probably.
Don't say Dalton Varsho. Has that ever
That's
happened?
that's reverse.
Reverse?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is Kyle Schwarber can play center field.
Kyle, yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't put a center fielder at shortstop, and I should stop putting them at second base.
Yeah.
I should stop doing that.
Yeah,
It's a silly thing
should
for me to
we
do.
should never do that again.
Yeah. He still won the Gold Glove though. Did
He
not
did.
win the Platinum Glove. That's a fan vote.
What?
Nobody likes
Made
the
up.
fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fake. That's my Athletics.
Cool. I have the Texas Rangers, and I'm gonna
no.
pick Marcus Semien. You know, just consistent 3 to 5 win player. One of the better second basemen of our generation, and solid with the glove over there.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Marcus Semien.
Yeah, he was third in MVP voting in 2023.
Yep.
Hell of a dude.
Hell of a dude.
Did you do this with almost every team?
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, because you did the other half of the teams. I'm doing half of the teams.
Okay.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot that's. I gotta start paying attention to my own games.
Yeah,
I guess.
I know, yeah. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, Marcus Semien.
Yeah.
Wow. I have Tampa Bay Rays. This one, they were all somehow underrated players that performed fine.
Yeah, because you've never heard of any of them before.
Yeah, I went with Jake Mangum.
Oh yeah.
Mangum.
He destroyed us this year. I remember that.
He did. Also a rookie, played 118 games. He was positive across the board, offensive and defensive WAR. 330 on base percentage, which is okay, but as a rookie, 330 on base I think is pretty great. WRC plus of 95, so just below average with the bat, but very low K percentage. Again, positive production all over the place. +6 outs above average, again in center field, and crushes the cutter and the curveball. So I went with Jake Mangum.
Okay, I respect that. Yeah,
but-
I don't think he was a top prospect. So yeah, just solid role player.
But not Jake Wallinger.
Yeah, boo.
Yeah, sucked for the Rays this year.
Yeah, awful poopy.
Hi, Jake.
Hi, Jake.
Do you think he's watching?
Yeah, he's probably playing Pokemon.
Yeah. Ooh, I know who you have next, please.
The Toronto Blue Jays.
Yep.
Who do you think I'm picking?
Who do I think you're picking
Yeah.
for the Toronto Blue Jays?
Yeah, I want to see if we're thinking the same player.
Based on the players you've already given me, I think you're going to choose Anthony Santander.
No, he was bad last year. Why
Sorry.
would I do that?
He was underperforming.
Yeah, he was dead.
Then
yeah.
is it Miles Straw?
Yeah. Honestly, that would actually be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would.
Yeah. This one I went Ernie Clement. Just solid utility infielder, plays all around.
Okay,
Got
so
some
an
big hits
actual
in the-
pick.
Like all my other ones, yeah.
Yeah. Ernie Clement. I like him a lot. What were some of his numbers for the Blue Jays?
He got like a 290 on or average, like above 360 on base.
Wow.
Never a ton of power, but played all around the infield. Obviously had a huge postseason and World Series. So Ernie Clement.
Ernie Clement. Well, now we get to do some of the fun ones, I think.
I think all these are fun.
Yeah. Do you want to do it before or after the break?
Let's do it after the break.
After the break? Okay, well, we're going to take a quick commercial. We'll come back. We'll do the Yankees and the Red Sox underrated players. Yeah. What's our commercial?
Probably some AI bullshit.
Let's go to probably some AI bullshit. Welcome back.
There's like a 95% chance there was some AI bullshit.
Delete me. Delete me. Yeah. Delete me. I hope
Delete Me is not AI unless if it is, but we still like them anyway.
We do. Go to delete.me.
Wait, no, never mind. They're not paying us this episode.
Don't go there.
Don't do that when we tell you to do it.
Delete AI. Delete AI is what you have to do.
Yeah.
If any of our fans are using ChatGPT,
you're stupid.
Yeah, use your brain.
You're a stupid pervert.
Yeah, we should delete you.
Yeah.
Delete you.
Yeah.
Before the break, we mentioned that we would be coming back to our underrated players of the AL. We both did players from the Yankees and both did players from the Red Sox. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second, but let's start with the Yankees.
I agree.
Okay.
So then I will go first. My underrated Yankee is Trent Grisham.
Oh, great one.
Did we?
Yeah.
Did we pick the same one?
No, we didn't pick the same one, which is even better. Yeah.
So I'll tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I was a little fucking surprised because Trent Grisham accepted the qualifying offer at $22 million, and I'm like, for 1 year of Trent Grisham, that sounds like the most shit for ass contract I've ever heard of in my life. Under the hood, Trent Grisham posted a 3.2 FWAR, 34 home runs, and a 348 on base. Some of the bad numbers, he had a 235 batting average, a negative 11 defensive runs saved, and a negative 2 outs above average. But overall, a plus 17 offensive win above replacement and an 811 OPS. Not worth $22 million, but again, pleasantly surprised that somehow this guy might be worth a $22 million contract to the biggest loser in the world, Brian Cashman.
Yeah, absolutely no way he hits 30-plus home runs again.
Yeah.
Like,
no way.
Yeah, like, lucked into it, like, especially in the first half of the year, and really strong arms them, because now they have to worry about Jason Dominguez and Spencer Jones in left field. And obviously, DH is tied up, right field's tied up. All these other positions are tied up. So having somebody that you paid and you're going to have to play out there, very funny. Yeah, very, very funny.
Yeah, and truthfully, to our frenemies over at Yankees Files, the Yankees were not offering Grisham a $22 million 1 year contract because they didn't think he would take it. Like, they knew.
I think they thought he was going to deny it because it's a weak outfield market, which is good for the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they were like, oh, he's going to want like a 3-year, $50 million deal or something like that. And he's like, nope, I'm just going to take this whole bunch of money before baseball gets locked out. And you guys can figure it out. And it's not like they can even trade him because if you sign the if you do the qualifying offer, it's kind of like just any other free agent. You're ineligible to be traded until like mid-June. So
shit.
Yeah, it's not like they can just like dump him either. They're stuck with him.
Bummer.
Yeah,
that fucking sucks.
They could trade Aaron Judge.
Yeah, to who?
Yeah.
Name a team that
San
would
Francisco
want
Giants.
Wow, Rafael Devers and Aaron Judge on the same team.
Yep.
That sounds like my fantasy team next year.
Yeah, probably. And you're still gonna lose.
Who was your Yankees pick?
Actually, funny enough, it was the same trade that brought Trent Grisham over from the Padres to the Yankees.
Okay.
And this guy led the Yankees to back-to-back World Series. He was worth every single trade piece that they gave up. I mean, no matter how much we publicize this guy, he's still underrated. But Juan Soto, I mean, just on-base machine, 40-plus home runs, like the heartbeat of that lineup. So I don't know what the Yankees would do without him. They're just a worse team. So no matter how much publicity he gets, Juan Soto is still an underrated Yankee.
How much weed have you smoked in the last hour?
None. Some.
When you say some, Juan Soto hasn't been on the Yankees for 30 years.
That doesn't sound right. Why would he loved the pinstripes? Why would he leave?
He did move to a team that wears pretty much identical pinstripes.
The Yankees.
Almost.
Yeah.
Very, very close.
Okay.
Did you really go Juan Soto?
Yeah.
He died in the fire.
Oh,
you
man.
have to wake up.
Okay, well, he's still really good. I know it's not in the spirit of things since, he's like one of the top draft picks and, was a big trade and everything. But Juan Soto, underrated somehow still.
I think what you're...
Stole 40 bags last year or something.
Which is crazy to me. But I think what you're really saying, and I think what all of us should hear, is that you think every player on the Yankees is really overrated. Is that right?
100%, yeah.
Wow. I can't believe it took me so long to hear what you were speaking to us all along.
I know. You just take off the glasses and all of a sudden you're beautiful.
The prettiest girl at the ball.
Yeah. Unlike my bitch wife.
My bitch wife.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go first on the Red Sox players too?
Yeah, you go first on the Red Sox players.
Okay, so this is a Red Sox player.
I actually think we might have the same one for this.
I think we might too, and I have a backup.
I have a backup too. Okay.
Okay, so for the Red Sox at a .6 win above replacement, 51.2 innings pitched, 50% ground ball percentage, 3.14 ERA, 3.41 FIP, 126 WHIP, and a 200 batting average against. My Red Sox underrated player was Brennan Bernardino.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Oh, I love and am sad to see the pictures of him smiling in the Red Sox uniform and then crestfallen in the Rockies uniform.
Yeah, no. What a horrible fate.
Yeah. Yeah. We got someone back for him, and we'll get there in a second. But did you also pick Brennan Bernardino?
No, I picked Romy Gonzalez because you know what? He plays all around. He hit ball hard. I like Romy.
He got good shoes.
Nice mustache, and he's a father of 3.
Sex haver?
Yeah, his children are Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, Christian Campbell. And they just go out and hunt poon together.
Wow, I wish I
actually
could do
Christian
that.
Campbell's taken, so it's just the other 2 that are just going out and fucking.
Yeah,
sexy.
Quote unquote. We all know what Marcelo Meyer and Roman Anthony are really doing after hours.
Yeah,
kissing. Oh,
yeah, consensually.
Yeah. My backup was Connor Wong.
I thought we were supposed to pick players that were underrated and not bad and poopy and shitty.
Do you want me to go into the Connor Wong numbers?
Yeah, all the negative offensive numbers and all the negative defensive numbers.
No, actually. The defensive numbers were really good. He posted a positive defensive win above replacement in his games at catcher.
Yeah, on B-War. Oh, I'm using B-War for
No,
catchers.
it was F-War. It was F-War. It was F-War.
Yeah.
F-War.
Well, he's below average blocking, framing, and he was actually a decent pitch caller. And he fixed Aroldis Chapman. That's the funniest thing of all. But.
So what I would say is that Connor Wong did what we asked him to do. He improved his defense.
We asked him to be the starting catcher, and he wasn't. He got Wally Pipp.
Are you saying that him not being the starting catcher is not an improvement?
Honestly, his best thing was becoming the backup.
Yeah, but he did vastly improve the defensive numbers. Last year, he had a negative 14 defensive win above replacement. This year, he had a positive, I think it was 1.74 or 2.74 based on his F4 numbers. So, you know what? Huge defensive catcher improvement.
Wow, he went from shit to butt.
Yeah, to big butt. I'm so sad about Bernie.
Yeah, my backup one was Whitlock because you know what?
He was so good this year, dude.
He was a top 10 reliever, and you know what? Being a non-closer, you're not gonna get a bunch of those like accolades. But Team USA, Garrett Whitlock pitching in the World Baseball Classic.
Oh, that might be a jersey worth copping.
I know, yeah, the nice like 22,
Salivating.
yeah, very sexy. I already have a number 22 World Baseball Classic USA jersey in Roger Clemens. So you know what? I'll just get the next Roger Clemens, Garrett Whitlock.
Garrett Whitlock, Roger Clemens, same
the
guy.
Same guy.
Wasn't Clemens a starter?
Yeah.
Wasn't Ernie Clemens a
and
starter?
let's make Garrett Whitlock a starter again.
Stop. Cut it out. Shut up. Get out of here, you fucking idiot.
What's the worst that could happen?
Last time we tried to make him a starter, someone died.
Yeah.
Someone died.
And it was Garrett Whitlock.
Yeah.
We shouldn't say that. We love Garrett.
I do love the big cock Whitlock. We also, in Red Sox news as well, why don't we go over some of the trades? Because Bernie went to the Rockies. We got back Braden Ward, who's outfielder, second baseman. First off, big sad we lost Bernie. I think Breslow's just kind of cleaning house on the bullpen. Bernie went out there and gave us his heart every single day, and we sent him to the worst fucking team in baseball.
Oh my God, I know. I felt so bad. And you know what? Getting Tuor from like a random minor league signing over the course of like what 2 or 3 seasons, A+. I think that was a high move, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
You know what? Like can't lose it all. Like essentially league minimum, and he did everything we asked him for. Not like the prettiest numbers in the whole world, you know, but that's also because he got run into the ground all the time.
He did.
So I feel like if a team didn't run him into the ground, numbers would be better. Only gave up 1 home run last year. So I think that's probably what the Rockies, you know, had circled. Like they're like, oh, okay, like this guy is, you know, somebody that hopefully can keep the ball in Coors Field, an impossible task. So
yeah,
if there's somebody that was going to be able to do it, I hope it's him.
Also, when you think of like the idea of Moneyball and how they're constructing their teams, Brennan Bernardino fits into that narrative and that play structure like a fucking glove. He's a value player on value player.
Yeah. And Bernardino's too good to get like just straight up DFA'd. So like if we DFA'd him, another team would take him in a second. And you know, this was largely a move to clear up roster space to protect Rule 5 guys. And we ended up getting, you know, a decent guy back. He's 26, utility outfielder / infielder, which is nice. But he's going to be playing in AAA, where we had like almost no position player depth last year. Like, no disrespect to like Nadine and Nick Sogard and everybody else, but like, you know, you want to see like some actual talent at the AAA level.
Brave.
Yeah, I know. So the fact that he can play all around, a high on base guy, stole 57 bases last year.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he can run too, which I always like, you know, let's say you trade a David Hamilton, then this guy could be your utility backup at any position just about, and, you know, just be your pinch runner for September and October. So you really can't lose, especially if you're looking to just trim some of the margins on the roster. And you know what? Bernardino is probably our 3rd lefty too.
Yep.
Yeah. So we can replace him in the aggregate.
Yeah, we could. It's
like,
big sad.
But thank you for your service, Bernie. Huge respect. I think everybody loved Bernardino, even if there was maybe a time or two he kind of blew up. Like, he was just very solid for us.
Yeah, he fucking loved the city of Boston. And I think we're all saddened to see that we sent him to literal hell.
Yeah.
Poor guy. But we got a new speeding bullet out of it in Braden Ward. Another guy we saw leave was our woke king, Chris Murphy.
Yeah, this one I was a little surprised about.
To the White Sox.
Yeah, and
the Piss Sox.
I know. And very funny, it's the 2nd straight year where instead of just DFAing a guy, we just trade him to the White Sox. So, and you know what? Worked out real good last year. Cam Boozer ended up, you know, getting hit by another Cybertruck.
Yeah.
by Jerry Reinsdorf this time.
Yep.
Like, yeah. and
What a
he
deep cut.
and he ended up, being bad. And Yoinker Fajita or whatever his name is,
Fajardo,
yeah, ended up being great. So I would have even just taken some random ass Dominican Summer League pitcher, but we got a catcher back.
We did. Ronnie Hernandez.
Yeah, and this is not going to be a guy where it's like, even like top 30 in the system or something like that. But we need catching depth. If you go to SoxProspects.com right now, there is like nobody like on a roster resource page for that's like an actual projected future catcher potentially. Like maybe Nathan Hickey, but he's probably going to move off the position. Maybe Yofran Garcia, but same thing. He might move off the position too. So it's very thin there. So just getting somebody that can play that and be your everyday guy in like AA next year or whatever is important for the system still. So another like kind of margins move, but it really just tells me that, and we'll get to some of the guys that we protected, but they trust those guys probably more than Bernardino or Chris Murphy or, whoever else in the bullpen.
Yeah, totally agreed. We touched a little bit on this trade, I think, last week, but of course, another big trade for the Red Sox was Guerrero to the Rays, and we got infield utility man Tristan Gray back. Decent amount of pop from what we were told. Our friends over at Raise the Roof, go check them out. Like, comment, subscribe. Tristan Gray, do we need another utility infielder, outfielder?
Yeah, I mean, this same thing I was saying with Braden Ward. We just need guys in AAA. He has an option. He can go up and down.
Sure.
Can play all over. So, hopefully we don't need him. That would be great if everybody stayed healthy.
Ideal.
We had depth and everything, but we still need guys down in the AAA level. The Rays probably weren't going to protect him like non-tender him or DFA him in order to, same thing, open up a spot for their Rule 5 draft. So we ended up getting they ended up getting somebody that they're going to try to fix in Luis Guerrero. Seems like a perfect Ray already. And he doesn't have to be on their 40-man since he already cleared. And, we did have to add Gray to our 40-man, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And of course, these are three guys that were traded to open roster spots for the Rule 5, in which we protected Sandlin, Drohan, and Uberstein.
Yes.
Are those the guys you expected we protect?
I think if you told me that we were going to pick three guys, it would have been those three guys.
Okay.
So there's this big obvious one that like we knew that they were going to protect is David Sandlin. And he was the guy that I believe we traded John Schreiber for a few years back.
Yes.
Yeah. And, we'll see if they, want to move Sandlin back into the rotation, or if they do continue to see him to be a bullpen arm. He did struggle there once they did move him, but it's hard. It's harder than most people think, just going to the bullpen. So that one was obvious. If you weren't going to protect him, a team would have taken him in a heartbeat. He could have been probably the first like Rule 5 draft pick, like in the thing. So not surprising there at all. But the other two guys, it was a matter of would they open up, a spot on the 40-man for them, because these are guys that probably would have been taken as well. So the one I'm a little less surprised about is actually Shane Drohan, just because he was actually taken by the White Sox before and returned to us because he was injured. He wasn't doing quite as well on his rehab, so he ended up coming back to the Red Sox organization and, kind of found his stuff again. So I think he's a guy where, he's a very live fastball, and I think, if he can really develop like a strong secondary pitch, like a slide up or a changeup, I don't know his full arsenal, but like this is a guy that, can probably be as productive as Bernardino or Chris Murphy, or probably even more. And you have him for 6 years with options, the flexibility. So, you're essentially replacing like Murphy or Bernardino with this guy that's already in AAA. You need lefties out of the pen. We didn't have a ton of depth there last year. We made it work. But he's also a guy, because he was already picked in the Rule 5 draft. If somebody picked him again and they decided like, hey, we don't want him, instead of just returning to the organization, he could choose to become a free agent, which he would. And
Right.
so he would just leave the organization. So it's better to just protect him. Maybe we use him in a trade or something.
Sure.
Or maybe we actually, need that lefty depth in the major leagues next year. So I was pretty confident that they would take him, but if they didn't, same thing. He would have been taken probably by another team because
Yep.
low risk.
Yeah, low risk. And the last big guy was Uberstein, who kind of had a fucking come up this year, and he's been gradually improving over the last few years. But did you expect that they would protect Uberstein, and do you expect him to pitch at the major league level in the coming year?
I was about 50-50 on it because he was a guy that probably would have been taken, but I would have lost no sleep if a team selected him in the Rule 5.
Right.
It's strong chance he ends up returning if you do too, unless if it's like a real shit butt team like the Nationals or
Right.
like,
The Sacramento River Cats.
yeah, exactly. So not too surprised by that one. We'll see what their plan is for him, whether they want to keep him, stretched out as a starter, an emergency man, because he's not going to like blow you away, but like he's also just very crafty and dependable. So if you need to call him up for a spot start or two, like he'll hold his own.
Yeah.
Like he'll be, he's better than Jose De Leon.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So, like he's better than Jose De Leon. So, he was a guy worth protecting. And, if a team really wants him, you can include him in a trade too. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I feel the same way. Those are the three guys I thought they would protect.
Yeah. There was two other guys where I was kind of seeing if they were going to protect him or not.
Yeah.
One of them we ended up trading.
Who's that?
Alex Hoppy. So
Yes.
yeah, another technically not a major league trade, but we traded him to the Mariners, and this is a guy that throws 100 miles an hour. So there's always intrigue there because we saw it with Zephyr John, like not last year but the year before we ended up trading him, and everybody was freaking out because he got called up to the Angels and started doing well, and then pooped his pants this year, and you never heard about him for another second again.
Yep.
So I wasn't too surprised that they didn't protect him, and he could have been taken. Teams like guys that throw 100 miles an hour. It's hard to find.
Caleb Bort?
Yeah. Yep.
Caleb Bort, right?
Caleb Bort. Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that if we weren't going to protect him, then we got something back, and we got back. I forget Luke Heyman, I believe his name is.
Yes, Luke Heyman, that's
and
correct.
he was a 14th round draft pick out of FSU, a catcher. And same thing I was saying with Ronnie Hernandez. We need catchers in the system.
We do.
And this guy hasn't played any minor league ball. I mean, he just got called up or drafted last year. So we're not going to see him for a bit, but he's somebody where I'm sure, we wanted him in the next round and they swooped him and got him. So, even if nothing ends up really coming out of him, still glad we got him. We need just catchers in the system, man. You know what? Maybe we turned him into something. Maybe we saw something in him and we make him the next, Carlos Narvaez. Yeah.
Maybe. And good catchers help with developing good pitchers.
Exactly. Yeah. You heard in the past, just how much our AAA pitchers hated throwing to Jorge Alfaro, and it slowed down their development. So, you know what? Can't hurt at all. Yeah,
Can't hurt. I'm happy to have him.
And then the other guy I thought we might protect was Hayden Mullins, down in AA, big lefty. I think posted a 2.11 ERA down there. So he might get taken. I mean, he hasn't pitched above AA, so that hurts his chances a little bit. And he also, if he is selected, fair chance he maybe comes back home. And then the last guy I did not expect for us to protect, and maybe get protected, is Yordany Monegro.
Okay.
So he's always been one of the more live arms in our system. He started off great this year before having Tommy John. So he's going to be out for pretty much all of next year. But, a team might just store him on their 40-man in the offseason, immediately put him on the 60-day IL and try to stash him for the 2027 season. And there is still rules about that. You can't just be you do have to have him up for X amount of time, even if he does miss all of 2026 or he's returned. But I think a team might just be hey, yeah, we can just store this on our roster or our 40-man for 2 off seasons, where I don't think the Red Sox were ever going to do that for him. You're already essentially doing that with Tanner Houck.
Yeah.
So you're not going to do that with a prospect. So we'll see about that. Again, if the team takes any one of those guys, not going to lose a single second of sleep.
Yeah, and obviously the other casualties in the scenarios of adding men to the 40 men and 26 men were Nathaniel Lowe, who we talked about, and Josh Winkowski, who we talked about.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Josh Winkowski.
No,
did
we are free.
Yeah, that one.
Genie, you are
I
free.
knew he wasn't going to survive, but it was very funny that he, ended up just being bad.
Yeah, and the other, big non-tenders and DFAs around the league, Jorge Alcala was also non-tendered for the Cardinals, despite having, what was it, like 20 excellent innings for us and then 3 non-excellent innings for us. Another former Red Stocking, Reese McGuire, also non-tendered. Nate Lowe, Josh Winkowski, as we know.
I do want to say thank you to Nate Lowe, though.
Yes, big fan.
Shout out, stepped in when there was literally nobody else. He hit that one home run in the 9th inning, which was cool. Wasn't, I'll remember him positively, and we weren't going to pay him like the $10 million he was projected.
No.
He wasn't going to be our first baseman next year, so perfectly fine with that. He was going to get non-tendered. Technically did, so
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at the arbitration contracts, and his was like double the second guy's at $13 million.
Yeah, nope, all set.
Yep, all set. But thank you for your service. Happy to have him. There are a few other big non-tenders and DFAs around the league, or would you rather get into the big trades we've seen the last few days between the Mets Rangers and the Orioles Angels?
I don't remember any trades, so.
Hi,
we got our dead dog, yeah.
Ian, did you get a dog? No, I did not.
No, Ian, did you get a haircut? And we already talked about this.
Yeah, we did. It looks real good.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll splice the whole thing together. You'll hear it. What did you say? What trades?
I haven't heard of any trades.
So, would you rather go into the non-tenders and DFAs?
No. Let's do it the under the microscope. We got a few minutes left. Here.
We sure do.
I would rather do that. You can listen to other MLB news somewhere else. But
Sounds
This
good.
is a Red Sox podcast. God damn it!
God damn it, son of a bitch! Do you want to go first or second on your microscope?
I'll go second.
Sounds good. So we chatted about our under the microscope. We were looking at the middle infield, second base and short, and it's really hard to look at just one of those positions. So we did second base and short together because they're interchangeable just depending on the player's arm, right?
Yeah.
So for second...
And I know they said Story's going to play there, but the Red Sox love lying.
They do.
They love lying for no reason.
They do. Hey, guess what? We lied. Wow. Full throttle. But it's funny because we're talking about second base, shortstop. The two guys I picked are fake shortstops that should go to second base, and they should keep Trevor Story at short. I picked Bichette as a backup because we're already connected to him. But the guy that I put under the microscope was Jorge Polanco. And I did that because he is not Bo Bichette. I did it specifically because Jorge is not Bo Bichette. Jorge Polanco posted 26 home runs last year. He had an OPS plus of 134 and a WRC plus of 132, which matches or exceeds Bo Bichette in all of those categories. He crushes a sinker, but not a four-seam, which is the yellow flag that goes up for me is he having trouble hitting the fastball? Because that's what this team needs. Another guy who can't really hit the fastball. But Polanco does play second base and third base and posted a -2 DRS and a -2 outs above average at those positions. But that's like slightly below average, seems to be pretty average these days. You get a lot of pop back, a guy who sees the ball really well, and a guy who posted 26 home runs at the middle infield position. So Jorge Polanco was a guy that caught my eye and I think would be worth having a conversation with. And you could probably sign him to a 1 or 2 year deal rather than a 5 to 6 year deal.
Yeah, no, he's a solid backup. I think he could also just slide over to first base if we need him to as well. Like, I was considering even putting him in that conversation last week. But I think he would do pretty good for us, truth be told. So, not my first pick, but, let's say we go out there and re-sign Alex Bregman, which we should.
should.
That's my
Absolutely
professional
should.
advice. Yeah.
Yes.
And then and then maybe you don't go out there and you don't want to get another 30-year-old infielder in Ketel Marte or Marcus Semien or something
Right.
like that. Maybe you want your infield to be a little younger or
Right.
open up a spot for Marcelo.
Well, you can't get Marcus Semien.
Yeah. It's technically still can.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious trade.
Nothing. It could still happen.
It could.
But the guy I picked, and it's a little bit more of a utility platoon role, but I picked Ha-Sung Kim, which is somebody that I've just wanted forever at this point.
SpongeBob Kim.
SpongeBob Kim. For listeners that don't realize that joke, it's because Ian once autocorrected to SpongeBob.
I was doing Ha-Sung Kim and it kept autocorrecting to SpongeBob Kim, so it knows what SpongeBob is, but not
Yeah.
what song is.
Yeah, it doesn't know Korean.
Yeah, well, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
iPhone.
So he had a
Android.
little bit of a rough year last season. And he's not going to be a big bat for you. You're not signing him for the offense.
No.
But, he's been consistently one of the best just defensive infielders over the last, 5 years or however long he's been around.
Mm.
And the Red Sox infield defense has been fucking horrible.
Yes.
During that 5-year stretch. I don't care how he bats because we need just somebody that can play infield defense. And he
Yes.
can do it anywhere on the diamond. And I think even
Yu Chang.
yeah,
Yu Chang.
literally, yeah. Get him back over from Taiwan.
Bring him home.
Yeah. But I think Kim would actually be a perfect platoon with Marcelo Meyer if you're doing that at second base
Yeah.
or at shortstop if you move Story over, which they probably should, because Kim hits lefties pretty well, and I think they still want to develop Marcelo against lefties a little bit more. So just being able to mix and match, get Romy in there.
Yep.
Probably Rob Refsnyder back too.
Yeah.
Why not? But
I
I think
would
he would
take him
be
back.
a very good fit for this team. He doesn't need to be the everyday shortstop or anything, but I think he'd be a very good role player. And you know what? We need good defense. So
Yeah, and as far as shortstops on the market that can actually play shortstop, Ha-Sung Kim is probably the best actual shortstop on the market.
and no disrespect to David Hamilton, but Kim fits our needs a lot better.
He does. Also, if I remember, Kim's bat was right about average, maybe slightly above average in some areas. Last few years, I think he's been hurt and he's been with the Rays last, so
Yeah.
I get it. But
He's
I like Kim a
somewhere,
lot.
but usually between an 83 to a 105 OPS plus. It looks like so, slightly above average at best, but probably a little below average, which is it takes some give and change. And you know what? He's not going to cost a lot either. He's going to be your utility infielder, and you know what? You need that.
Well, it is absolutely a conversation for the Red Sox, or that is worth having. If they approach Ha-Sung Kim and they go, okay, what does it take for you to play shortstop for this team for any number of time? I like that pick a lot.
Yeah.
I do have a game for you tonight if you would like to play it.
Yeah, let's wrap it up with a game here.
It is an incomplete game because we might have to find out the answer later unless your TISM is so good to RISM with. But here is the game. It's a free agent infield. So you're going to build a Red Sox infield, or I guess an infield, third, shortstop, second, and first. Build an infield of free agents only with positive offensive production in at least a net 0 defensive runs saved.
Okay, so I couldn't pick Pete Alonso because he was a negative defense.
You could, but you have to make up that defense at second, short,
Oh,
and third.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
the aggregate.
I don't have the numbers in front of me, so I'm just gonna have to guess on these. But
Yep. And I'll look it up. I'll let you know if you ended up winning or not. But can you build an infield that does mean at least a 0 defensive run save?
okay, third base,
metric?
Alex Bregman.
Yep.
You get positive on both ends.
Yes.
So that is a very easy one.
Yep.
And then I can't take Bobachek because that was negative 13 defensive.
It's only at shortstop. It's a negative 12 DRS and a negative 13 outs
yeah,
above
I
average.
can't take that.
It's so bad.
Yeah, I can't.
It's so
yeah.
bad.
So, yeah, I think Polanco was also negative there last year.
Negative 2.
Yeah.
Well, at second.
At second.
At short, he was very bad, so I would not advise that.
Okay. I'm trying to think of what other shortstops there are. You know what? I'll take Ha-Seong Kim.
I think that's a great pick.
Yep.
At short?
At short.
Okay.
Technically, he was -3. Shit.
Damn.
Okay.
You sure you don't want to take? You can take that back if you want to.
I don't even know what other shortstops there are.
Okay, you'll have
Okay.
to make it up at second and first.
Okay. I feel like God, and now there's not a lot of second basemen out there either. This is hard.
That's a really tricky one.
Yeah.
Well, not a lot of good second basemen out there.
Yeah. I will take my first baseman as Adam's favorite, Rhys Hoskins.
Rhys
who
Hoskins.
I'm looking now had +1 outs above average.
Okay.
So we'll go with outs above average for this.
Sure.
So, yeah,
You
because
got it.
that's what I'm able to look up right now.
You got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was Bregman? So that way I can kind of see where I'm at.
Mm-hmm. And you said you found Rhys
Bregman
at
was
+1.
+3, so I'm at +1 now.
You are.
Yeah, I'm at +1. What other second basemen are out there?
Oh man, that's a tricky one. Jorge Mateo's out there. Luis Rengifo is also out there. I think he got a lot of shit versus ass at second base.
Yeah, God, I'm looking up a list here and this is not good.
Oh no.
Poop.
Man, I put a real logic puzzle together for
gonna-
you on this one.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna move Kim to shortstop, and I'm gonna take Miguel Rojas.
You're gonna do Miguel Rojas at short
Yep.
or at a second?
You know what? I'll take him at second. Yeah, because he's probably better there.
Okay.
Yep. So that's fine. Yeah,
Sure.
it's fine. There's not a lot of good defense out there.
There's not.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't hate this infield. If you went around and you went Bregman.
Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? Miguel Rojas had +6 defense or outs above average. So.
At second base?
Or just in total between all the positions that he played. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't hate your free agent infield. You have Bregman, Ha-Seong Kim, Miguel Rojas, and Rhys Hoskins. That's not a bad fucking team, honestly.
No, it's not. Yeah.
I'm sure Jose Iglesias is out there again.
I don't know if he even had like a positive production.
I don't know if he even has arms anymore. He's how old? 37?
Technically, he is suspended for 1 game, so because like,
no.
he got into it with like an umpire in the wild card series. So yeah, very funny. He's probably just gonna retire and never have to.
Dude, that's so
serve,
rude. I come to baseball games to watch umpires. Like, what are the players doing out there?
Oh man.
That's all I have for you this week.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Hopefully, by next week we actually make a move. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eat a bunch of turkey.
Yeah.
Say your prayers. Juan Soto is not signing on Thanksgiving this year, so
Yeah, because he's extended with the Yankees.
oh yuck.
Okay,
I love you.
Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye. No, I love you. Okay, love you. Bye. Okay, love you.